the environment is more welcoming, and also there are abundant opportunities for international students to work part-time and also to earn a full-time employment afterwards once they finish their graduation. And the other important value proposition is students will be able to study under the guidance of global leaders. So we have in different fields currently working with us, and I will touch upon that a bit later. So we also have a very much affordable study experience that we can actually give it to the students. So our tuition fee, if you compare it with the top universities of Australia, it's in the median range. It's in the quite affordable range, right? And of course, as I mentioned, the living expense is also in the affordable range. And students get to be a part of a vibrant student community. We have very good international student mix on campus, and students will get to have a good intercultural or cross-cultural experience when they get along with different students who are there in Newcastle. So these are some of the UG programs that we have. So these are like the popular ones, but we also have other UG programs, and students can actually go into our website to take a look at the full list. But these here are the popular ones. So we have business, we have commerce, we have biomedical sciences, science-related courses. We also have engineering-related courses. We have IT, computer science. Um, we have psychological science. We have nursing. So like I showed you, we are currently top 38 in the world for our nursing program, which is again a quite a competitive program. So students scoring very good marks can actually get into the nursing related programs. um, PG programs, if you want to see, we have several PG programs, and under that, MBA Global is kind of a popular program because this is more focused on fresher students, and students, even if they're from a non-cognate background, they can actually get into the MBA Global program. We also have a variation in that, so students can actually choose MBA Global together with data analytics if they like. And we also have dual degrees where students can actually combine the MBA with either one of the available disciplines here. So we have international business, we have marketing, HR, MPA. MPA is professional accounting. We have applied finance, we have health economics, management, and policy also, which is a newly developed program coming up 2021 for the 2021 intakes. We have professional engineering courses as well. So we have electrical, electronics, mechanical, and civil. We also have material science and engineering. We have architecture program. We have masters of IT, cybersecurity. We have disaster resilience and sustainable development, which is basically a UN co-certified program. So we actually work with United Nations, and students going for this particular program will be able to work under the United Nations projects, or they can actually collaborate with United Nations for different projects that they are actually working on in the Newcastle area. So students can also try for our clinical psychology, business psychology. We have Master of Nursing, clinical epidemiology, midwifery studies. These are all in the health and medicine area. So when I mentioned students can study under the guidance of global leaders, so this is just an example of some of the very good professors that we have on campus. So on the left-hand side that you see, so we have Professor Ajay Vinu. He is currently ranked as the top 15th researcher for nanoporous materials. So students who are studying under the material science and engineering, they will be able to study under him, under his guidance. Similarly, we have Professor Vijay Varadarajan, who is a Global Innovation Chair, and he is currently the Director for Advanced Cybersecurity Engineering and Research Center, and he actually spearheading our cybersecurity program. So if students are going for cybersecurity, major in the bachelor's or the master's program, they will be studying under the guidance of Professor Vijay, and he is currently working with several different countries for cybersecurity um, and defense network related projects. So students studying under these global leaders will have very good opportunities once they graduate. They also get a very good, an added advantage when they actually show um, this particular degree in their profile. Okay, just to touch upon the average starting salary range our students get is around 62,600 for students who have finished an undergraduate program. And if you want to know about our undergraduate employment ratio, we are currently at 90%. So the remaining 10% you can actually take it as students going to PG programs or students starting up their own companies, something similar. And so if you see for postgraduate students, we have the median starting salary range of up to 92,000 Australian dollars. This actually varies for each and every program, but this is a average starting salary range. And if you want to know about the percentage of students getting placement within 4 months after they graduate for our PG, it's around 94.8%. You can roughly say up to 95%. So different accreditations that we have. So we have Engineers Australia for our engineering programs. We have Washington Accord. We are also one of the group of 8 Australia for our engineering associate. So we are AACSB accredited for our business programs. We have CA qualification. We work with United Nations, as I mentioned. We also work with AMI, AHRI for our different accreditations. So different industry partners. So these are just a few examples. As I mentioned, we have around 300 plus industry partners. So the ones that you see here are just a few examples. So we work with Greater Bank, and Greater Bank is having their own finance clinic within our campus. They usually give a financial literacy program to all the student community in Newcastle, and we actually support Greater Bank in that initiative. We work with Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. We also work with the Australian governments for several projects with our top researchers. So we work with Port of Newcastle, we work with Ericsson, we work with SABIC, Lockheed Martin. So these are just a few examples. Um, okay, about the scholarships. So we have several scholarships for our different um, student background. So students from different backgrounds can get different scholarships. So we have Indian International Excellence Scholarship for Indian students particularly, and this scholarship will be valid up to 60,000 Australian dollars if you're looking at a program of 4 years in the bachelor's area. And also this scholarship is basically a yearly basis scholarship, so students can get up to 15,000 Australian dollars if they have very good scores in their previous qualification. Right? Students can also continue getting the scholarship by scoring well during their program itself. For other countries, also we have several scholarships. So we have faculty-based scholarships, which will be considered for almost all nationalities, and um, our admissions team will basically consider them for 2 or more scholarships. So whichever has the highest value, we will be offering students that particular scholarship. And for more information, students can actually look into the website, and it will have a detailed information of the criteria and how many scholarships we have, and so on and so forth. Okay, this is basically the admissions process. So students, once they submit the application, they will go through an assessment stage. And once the assessment is done by our admissions team, and then there'll be an outcome, it will be either the conditional offer or the application is rejected. So when there's a conditional offer, so it will be maybe because the student hasn't submitted some documents, or if there are any pending certificates, right? So at that point of time, our team will give a conditional offer letter. After the conditional offer letter, there will be a GT interview stage, which basically determines whether a student is a genuine temporary entrant into Australia. So after that, there will be a full offer letter. Of course, students will have to submit other documents to get the full offer letter. Okay, so based on the GTE interview, if a student is not a genuine student, then the offer will be denied again. Um, and the other stage, the final stage, I would say, after the full offer is acceptance stage. So once the student accepts the offer, we will be releasing the COE, which will help the student to obtain the visa. Different support and services that we have is are given here. So as like all the other universities, we have very good services on campus. So it's not just with the Newcastle Callaghan campus, with other campus also we have different services like on-campus security. We have career guidance and services. We have student mentors from different campuses. We have seven state-of-the-art libraries. We have free legal advice. We have disability support. We have health and welfare advisors. We also have triple INC services for different type groups of students. So living on campus, we have accommodation services for students as well. So totally we have around 9 different residences, and we are one of the award-winning residence or accommodation services currently in New South Wales, and we offer 24 into 7 security services, and students from around 56 countries are currently staying with us. We also arrange outside accommodation if students would like to stay outside the campus, then we do help with that as well. Um, so Newcastle is it's a very beautiful coastal city, and the Callaghan campus is just like 20 minutes away from beach. And that is pretty much it. I would like to open up for question and answer session. Um, so that is it, Shayas. So do we have any questions already?
Hi, thank you, Manisha. Thanks for the information and this the question. And now I will ask. We can start the Q&A session. So I will request the participant whoever have any questions, they can put forward their question here. And one of the things which Manisha has also highlighted that as well, that Newcastle University is based in Newcastle is a regional city, and having the regional city, the students will be able to have 1 year extra post-study work visa. So if they study, they are in 2 years, minimum 2 years of study, and they can apply for the post-study work visa. And after studying there for 2 years over there, after getting the post-study visa for 2 years, staying there for during their post-study work visa over there, they can also apply for the another 1 year post-study work visa. So that's the extension only available for the student who is studying the regional capital cities. So Newcastle is also comes under that category. So the student will have the benefit of 1 year extra work permit, and also by studying in Newcastle over there, they can also get the benefit studying regional area. When they're applying for the, if they are interested in, they change their mind in future for the applying for the permanent visa. So that way they also meet the requirement for the New South Wales government, that if the student is studying in the one of the regional cities or the regional New South Wales, they can be eligible for applying for the provisional skill regional visa, which is 491 visa, and that's is visa is for 5 years. And after staying there for 3 years in that visa, they can apply for the permanent visa. So these are the facts which
Shreyas,
also.
I want to add on that. We have Central Coast campus also, and
Yes,
in Central Coast, student will get additional 2 years, so two
it's a two
plus to four
years
years.
two
Yes,
plus 4 years. Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
So that Central Coast campus, because that's the Newcastle is a regional city, and Central Coast is comes under the completely regional New South Wales. So the student will be able to get 2 years extra work visa over there. So that's give them a 4 years work visa just to studying with one of the campus from over there. I think we have few questions, Maria and Manisha. The one of the question, we have some question in the chat. I'm just putting those question into the Q&A as well. And that's if one question is also Q&A. So if you can take this question, so please answer this question.
So I can take Manisha the Q&A one, and then you can take the one which is in the chat box. Okay, so in Q&A, Zishan is asking how much scholarship waive off for the students for scored 90% enroll for MBA with the University of Newcastle. So, Zishan, if you have good scores, your qualification would be assessed and it would be converted into the grades out of 7. And if you're scoring 6.5 out of 7, you can get $15,000 scholarship. And the fee structure of our MBA Global is around 30,000 Australian dollars. So that's like somewhere around 50% deduction from your overall fee. And you'll get that $15,000 every year, like first year and second year. It's 2-year program. And like out of $30,000 per annum, $15,000 would be the scholarship. So which means you are getting a 50% scholarship in your tuition fee.
I think 90%, the Maria, the student mentioned that 90% above. I think 90% above is also make that 6.5 out of
Yes,
SSI.
yes,
The chances are that
very
Zishan,
high.
you will high, the chances are very high to get the scholarship, and you can get the scholarship. But again, it will be assessed by the university
The admission
admission team,
team.
and they will assess and they will inform you that for the about the scholarship. And for
Yes.
IELTS requirement, you require 6.5 overall, not less than 6 in the IELTS band for the master of for MBA. Maria, is there any requirement for the work experience for the MBA?
For the MBA, which we have for 1 year, that requires at least 3 years of work experience, manager level. But the MBA Global that we offer is for fresh graduates or students who are from different background but now want to move into corporate sector and work into a management field.
Okay.
So, Monisha, I guess you can take the question. Student is curious to know
Correct.
the Sri Lanka requirements, scholarship
Correct.
requirement.
So the question here is the Sri Lankan student scholarships. So we have faculty-based scholarships. So for example, if you see the business one, we have something called Global Leader Scholarship, which is valued up to 12,500 Australian dollars for the entire duration of the program. And when students apply from Sri Lanka, we will be considering this particular scholarship for that student. We also have scholarship for Faculty of Engineering and Built Environment for UG as well as for PG. So whichever program you take, there will be some sort of scholarships that we will be having, which we can consider for a student applying from different countries. So it totally depends on the marks. So yeah, as long as the marks are better, there's a high possibility the student actually obtains a scholarship. Okay, and there is also another question about the course eligibility. So we have our admissions team have actually put out a admissions requirements page, which is currently available on website. So for individual courses, there is a variation of eligibility. So students will have to look into that particular eligibility criteria to check whether they are eligible to get into this course or not. If in case they are not very sure, they can always submit an application and our admissions team will assess and give an outcome if they are eligible or not. We will also, students can also give another option. So we can actually take up to programs. So one is the first priority and the second one is if student is interested in different course, then they can also give that. So if a student is not actually eligible for one course, then we will actually give the offer letter for the other course that the student have chosen. So that's how it goes, and students are welcome to apply if they do, if they are interested in any of the particular course, and even if they have not meet or met the criteria, they still can apply with some other program. What about IELTS score? So like as how Shah is here mentioned, it's 6.5 overall and no band less than 6 for PG and 6 overall and no band less than 6 for UG programs. But if in case you're looking at a psychology program per se, it differs. So students will have to have like 7 overall and no band less than 7. So it depends on which course you're looking at.
In fact, all clinical program, the requirement would be higher.
Yeah. Any other question?
Is there any quota for the nursing for the Fab Index, or we still have the seats available in Newcastle campus or the any other campus that nursing is offering?
Yes, applications are open, but they can close the application at any time because nursing is a quota-based program. So in case any student is looking to apply for the February session, I will personally suggest to put an application as soon as possible. And you can put first priority and second priority as we offer it in Newcastle as well as the Central Coast campus both. If in case the seats are full in Newcastle, the student can be considered for the Central Coast or
Center
vice versa. Yeah,
vice versa. And the another thing, Maria, about the Destination Australia scholarship. What is the requirement for the Destination Australia scholarship for the University of Newcastle?
destination. You're talking about the government scholarship?
Yes, that's right. There's a $15,000 scholarship. So each of every university in New South Wales, especially with the regional, they have this access to this scholarship, and they have some criteria and the courses which given by the shared by the federal government. So is there any criteria which can be shared for this? Because Charles Sturt University has the destination, UNE also has it, Southern Cross also has it, TAFE also has this access to the scholarship, and Wollongong also has this scholarship. So I hope that the same thing available for the student for
It
Newcastle. So
should
is there
be.
any criteria or any information available on that?
It should be, but Shayaz, I need to get back to you after reconfirming my information, and then you can share it further with your students.
Okay, that's all right. I think we should stop the Facebook Live, then we can continue with our questions. Is it
Sure,
okay?
sure.
Sandeep, if you can, otherwise the presentation will be too long for the people to watch on online. So we just want to be keep very small presentation so they can get the benefit. I think he has put us on off now from the live,
Sure.
so we can still continue our questions from the. Is anyone want to have one-to-one counseling as well with Manisha or the Maria? So that's also possible. That you can ask your specific questions from either of them, or if you have any